Hello, dear friends, and welcome to another amazing story. Today, we're taking you on a journey filled with mystery, lessons, and supernatural intrigue. This tale is titled The Price of Mockery. Sit back, relax, and let's dive into this fascinating story set in a 1950s Asian village. Once upon a time, in a small village by the river, nestled in the lush countryside of southern China, there lived a young woman named Li Hua, known for her sharp tongue and her flourishing vegetable stall at the bustling market. One day, an old, frail woman approached her, asking for some vegetables. But when Li Hua learned the old woman had no money, she burst into laughter, mocking her mercilessly. "Why should I give you my hard-earned goods for free? Go beg elsewhere!" she sneered. The old woman's face darkened with sadness. Without a word, she turned and walked away, her hunched figure disappearing into the crowd. 9 months later, Li Hua, who had long struggled to conceive, was overjoyed when she finally gave birth to a child. However, her joy was short-lived. The baby was unlike any she had ever seen. Its piercing, unblinking eyes watched everything silently. It never cried or smiled, and it seemed far more active at night. Worse still, as the baby grew, Li Hua became frail and gaunt, drained by the relentless breastfeeding. The villagers whispered, but Li Hua dismissed their concerns. She clung to her child, though deep down, she felt something was terribly wrong. One day, a wandering wise man passed through the village. Spotting Li Hua with her baby, he froze in horror. "Why are you carrying a snake in your arms, woman?" he asked urgently. Li Hua laughed at him, brushing him off as a fool. "What nonsense are you spouting, old fiddler? This is my precious child." She mocked him until he left, shaking his head. As Li Hua's health deteriorated, her mother, desperate to save her, sought out a Wu, a shamanic figure deeply respected for their knowledge of rituals and spiritual matters. The Wu, an elderly woman dressed in a long robe embroidered with mystic symbols, resided in a modest home surrounded by talismans and ancient artifacts. Upon seeing the child, the Wu recoiled. Her sharp eyes narrowed as she leaned on her ceremonial staff, carved with images of serpents. "Where did you get this snake?" she demanded. Li Hua was furious. "This is my child. Why do people keep calling it a snake?" she shouted. The Wu knelt before her altar, lighting incense and chanting softly in an ancient dialect. She then turned to Li Hua with a grave expression. "Tell me honestly, have you ever mocked or laughed at an old woman?" Li Hua froze as the memory of the old woman at her vegetable stall returned vividly. She recalled her cruel laughter and mocking words. Then, as her heart sank further, she also remembered laughing at the wise man who warned her about the snake. The Wu sighed and revealed, "The old woman you mocked was no ordinary person. She was the river goddess, and the wise man tried to warn you. This child is not yours. It is her serpent offspring sent to punish you." The Wu instructed Li Hua to bring 7 eggs to the river the next day. Though skeptical, Li Hua obeyed. The next day at the riverbank, the Wu performed a sacred ritual, chanting softly and sprinkling rice wine as an offering to the river goddess. She then laid the baby down and surrounded it with the eggs. She led Li Hua and her mother to hide behind a tree. Suddenly, the baby began to cry for the first time. To their shock, it transformed into a massive black snake with golden eyes. It devoured the eggs before slithering into the river, vanishing beneath its surface. The Wu turned to Li Hua and her mother, her voice calm but firm. "Do not return home for 7 days, no matter what you hear. The serpent's spirit will test you. Show your humility and patience, and you may yet escape its wrath." That night, Li Hua and her mother hid under the bed in their home, trembling as terrifying sounds echoed around them. The room shook with the hissing of an angry snake, the cries of a baby, and the crashing of furniture. The haunting noises continued for 7 nights, growing louder with each passing day. Dust fell from the wooden bed slats as the shadows of the serpent slithered across the bamboo walls. Despite their fear, they obeyed the Wu's instructions and never opened the door. On the 8th day, the noises stopped. When they emerged, the house was undisturbed, as if nothing had happened. Li Hua's health improved rapidly, and she regained her strength. The moral of the story is that Li Hua learned a life-changing lesson. Never mock or look down on others, for you never know who they are or what they are capable of. From that day on, she treated everyone with kindness and humility, her heart forever marked by the river goddess's punishment. And that, my friends, is the end of the Price of Mockery. We hope you enjoyed this thrilling tale as much as we enjoyed bringing it to life for you. If you loved this story, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel so we can keep creating more amazing stories just like this one. Your support means the world to us. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time with another exciting adventure. Bye for now.